Freelancing is a big part of our industry, and you always hear that joke. It's called free because I'm free to take the job or free to do what I want with my time. It's not free because I do the work for free or I do it for the exposure. However, I do think there is a small little sliver in that arena where the working for free will kick some doors open for you, and I'll talk to you about that. Before I moved to Fresno, I did a ton of freelance work in addition to my 40-hour-a-week job, and I sort of fell into it. I wasn't necessarily looking for it, but it started with interviewing for a job at my alma mater back in 2005 with VCU Athletics. Ultimately, I turned that job down because it wasn't the video gig I thought it was going to be. It wasn't going to be what I'd hoped. And one of the people I interviewed with actually called me and said, "Hey, I heard you said no. I think you made the right call based on what you want to be doing. Come work on the crew for me." So I started out doing audio and some assistant producing stuff because I was working at a sports talk radio station. That started kind of my freelance journey. And from there, once you kind of get that work and you get established, it does lead to more work. But every door that I've opened hasn't happened that way where I got paid right off the bat. And that was the case with coming to Fresno. I'm a 20-plus year veteran in video production, having worked professionally in it full-time, freelance, done stuff on my own, had some different levels of success and recognition. And, I could easily just throw my resume out there and say, "Hey, somebody hire me." But I am a big soccer fan. I saw that there was this expansion soccer team coming into town, and I wanted to reach out. And so I checked out their website. I saw they had really cool logo, really cool marketing, really cool story behind their logo and their color scheme. And I was like, all right, these folks seem to get it. I'm going to buy this t-shirt. I'm going to be a fan of these folks, whether I ever do anything with them from video, photo, audio standpoint. No big deal. Do the local pickup option, go to the office to grab the shirt, and there sits Nathan with all of his cameras on the table. We start talking shop, and I give him my info, tell him I've worked with the Richmond Kickers, which he immediately knew. Richmond's the longest running professional soccer program in the U.S., 30 years. He calls me the next day. He's like, "Hey, I got this charity event. It's called Not All Heroes Wear Capes, supporting children and their families the kids are cancer survivors or they're fighting cancer." And I'm a couple months into living in this new city, and I get this great opportunity to connect with a club that I think is great and I've gotten nothing but good impressions from. Go do this special event at this brewery across the street from the baseball stadium and get to plug in for this charity event and meet all these great families and all these awesome stories that I'll get to hear and help tell. So I got to do these pictures for them. I got to be a part of the event, and then I got called a couple months later to come do a little pop-up event. They were having this exclusive shirt release by this designer. I have a t-shirt problem. It's well documented. And so I was like, yeah, count me in, because he was like, "I can't pay you for these, but I'll feed you. I'll get you a shirt. We'll get you some gear. You'll get into the game for free." I mean, they take care of me. And at first, I was reluctant to take my first freelance job in Fresno for no money. I was afraid to establish that precedent. And then I remembered that when I worked with the Richmond Kickers, I had gotten paid to do some live broadcasting and stuff like that. But I remember that when they played Swansea FC, it was a summer exhibition, English Premier League team coming to Richmond, sort of preseason warm-up for them, cool exhibition event for the Kickers, moneymaker, big crowd, supporters for both sides. I was like, I want to document this. I want to tell this story. It's a big event for the team. It's a big event for Richmond. It's a cool event in the life of a soccer fan to get to now use my skill set to tell this neat story. And then the Kickers beat them. And that probably kind of raised the profile of the piece I did a little bit more, and brought the interest out. But, the USL picked it up. The Kickers promoted it for me. Some soccer podcasts and blogs pushed it out on Twitter and talked about the video I produced. So I'll drop a link to that in the description. And I'll also drop a link to the 30-second spot that became their season game advertising spot that the Kickers did pay me for. And I think it's strongly connected to the fact that I did this other piece for free, told their story, got them a ton of publicity, got myself some recognition at the same time. So when the time came for them to say, well, who knows us? Who knows our story? Who would be able to do a cool thing for us to advertise our upcoming season? I got the call. That paid work came as a result of working for free. I truly believe that some of those great freelance opportunities will come to you if you're willing to work for free. And I will tell you, there's a lot of small businesses, a lot of local sports teams, a lot of charity organizations that will 100% let you come in if you've got your own gear, you've got your own time, and you're willing to come in and give. They would love to have a video. They're not going to tell you no unless they've already got somebody doing that for them. It's a great way to get yourself established, to build up your reel, and if they can't pay you later, someone else will pay you on that work. And I know I've been hired for it, full-time, part-time, freelance, based on work I've done for free. It is a great way to get yourself established, and if you really want to break in, you can do some really cool things with that. And you usually have a little bit more creative freedom. You know, you want to respect their view and their brand and their business, but because you're giving it to them for free, they may not be as picky of a client. Now, one caveat with the working for free. You do have to decide where that razor thin edge is of, I want to work for free because it's a good opportunity and it might open doors, or I now understand my value and I should be getting paid for this. And you may have to start saying no to some things if they can't pay you. Or you may just decide, I'm not going to go shoot photos for free tonight because I'd rather have dinner with my wife, or go to a movie with some of our friends, or just lay at home on the couch and hang out with my cat. You know, whatever it is, make those quality of life choices too. You know, there's a hustle culture, and being on your grind can be really addictive, and it can create like a guilt, and sometimes it can push you harder than it needs to. And don't forget about your mental health. Don't forget about your value, because you get to that point where your skills are valuable and you have to start asking. But sometimes the free stuff has other benefits, and that's the case in this video. Two things I got to do for Fuego for free. The first one, they hosted a USL Open Cup tournament game sort of at the last minute, because they were supposed to go to this team and from Arizona and play them there, and their stadium wasn't ready. So they ended up hosting them here at La Monica Stadium, really cool high school field. They packed the house. And they wanted all that from me vertically. They knew that I had some moment stuff. I had the small rig cage. I was kind of equipped to shoot for social. So I popped my Moment 58 on my 2X lens, which then gives me that optical 4X. And yes, I am part of the Moment affiliate program. Links in the description if you want to buy something. I chopped that up into a short that you can go watch now through my channel here. And then the other thing I got to do for them was, one night they asked me to come out because they wanted to borrow the Moment gig. They shoot a lot of stuff on a DJI Osmo gimbal with an iPhone 13 Pro. I shoot iPhone 11 Pro. So I just was like, you know, I have this Moment anamorphic lens that I haven't really shot much with. I've played with it, but I haven't had like a gig to use it on, or an event I wanted to cover with it. So I just threw it on my 11 Pro and went and shot a bunch of stuff with it. And I gave it to them. They were happy with it. I really liked how it turned out. The lens flares with stadium lighting and an anamorphic lens is a little bit crazy, but it's kind of a cool effect. I wouldn't do it intentionally, but I was like, let's see what happens. But yeah, so I, was able to go out, shoot that, and create this really cool video that now you can watch right here.